It's already in the middle of January, and I just wanted to give you a short update on all the projects I am thriving with right now. Normally, coming out from a long holiday, like the winter holiday, 2 weeks with my kids and my wife, it's always challenging for me to get back to the momentum. So the last couple of years, summer holiday or the winter holidays, I needed some time, and then for the winter holidays, January was already over and I wasn't really moving, but this time it's different. And I'm excited about that. So what changed is that I really slowed down, and instead of just jumping right into all the doings that I wanted to achieve, I slowed it down, and out from the meditations that I did, from my daily meditations, I got some ideas that I could have never grasp if I just would have been sitting in front of my desk and writing lists with positives and negatives and what I want to do. Often we are in our head and trying to figure stuff out. How I'm operating is I'm figuring it out from the inside, and then I'm executing on it 100%. So the first idea that was awakened from a meditation was, now it's time to do the How to Become a Rockstar Photographer book. And back then, when I was a rockstar photographer, and this was roughly 8 years ago, I started a podcast where I interviewed the 100 best music photographers, including the Coldplay photographer, the official Guns N' Roses photographer, Aerosmith, Bon Jovi, you name it. And there were also guys who was touring with Led Zeppelin in the 70s, or even were attending Woodstock back then in 69. So I always had this dream of, let's do the podcast, 100 episodes, then write a book about it. And I was scared after the 100th episode. I was like, how can I do that? Because there were 60 to 90 minutes interviews, and there was so much content, and I couldn't figure it out. So I just left it and didn't do anything with it. And so coming out from this meditation where it's like, hey, now it's the right time to do the book and give back to the concert photography community. Even I'm not a concert photographer anymore for years, but I wanted to give back a book with all, this cool wisdom. And so what I started to understand is, right now with artificial intelligence, it's way easier. And I figured out on my old hard drives, I had all the transcripts already prepared. So I went into AI and started to structure the book. And I'm calling creating a book rather than writing a book. And so I'm in the middle of that. And so this will be out in the next couple of months. And then, also again from a meditation, I had this intuition of, there is another book around the corner. And Alex Goldau, my colleague, my dear friend, my brother from another mother, whom I'm having built a really special relationship, because we exchanged WhatsApp voice messages for the last 4.5 years, multiple times a day. And so I was calculating, it's like over 6,000 WhatsApp voice messages, where we're talking about how to build a thriving coaching business, how to deal with the drawbacks that we had, the setbacks and the challenges, how to get the best out of your family and of your building your business, and how to have time for yourself, and all these topics that are relevant to us, we were talking about. And so I got back to Alex and I said, you know what, there is so much wisdom. Let's write a book, or let's create a book about it. So the first challenge was how to get these 6,000 voice messages into transcripts. And with the help of AI, I figured out I can do it on my computer. The computer ran like 2.5 days. And now I have 6,000 transcripts equals like 1.2 million words. And now the idea is to structure this book and make it a really special one, where we want to share the whole journey, the real talk, what we actually went through. And then the climax is kind of that we met in Hawaii at our coach JP Morgan's place together, and I saw Alex the first time. And so there is a lot of great stuff in these voice messages that we want to structure and bring it out and share with others so that they can learn from. So these are the two book projects. And then also again in a meditation, I had this feeling that I need to start a men's circle. And that's quite funny because in 2020, when COVID hit and the music photography business was dead, I decided I want to start a new project called Deadpreneur. And I was working on it for 1.5 years. I started a podcast. I had already 9 episodes, unpublished episodes. And I wanted to get it out, to publish it. And I can remember, I don't remember the date, but it was a Sunday. I wanted to launch it on Monday. And on Sunday I was sitting there and was thinking, now it's not the right time. This project is not going to happen. And I just canceled everything after 1.5 years of work. Podcast never came out. And my path led me to something different. And now 6 years later, I'm sitting here with this idea, hey, let's create a men's circle. A space for men, for entrepreneurs, for dads. And I started to communicate this like 10 days ago with one of my dad friends in front of the school where we picked up our kids. And I just mentioned that I'm doing a men's circle. It's a 1-day in-person program. And he said, oh, he wants to be in. And it's like, okay, cool. And I asked another dad the next day. And he said, yeah, count me in. I'm in. And I thought, okay, that's interesting. There seems to be a need or longing for people to gather together and have an open space for it. And so the last 10 days, I sold out this first event taking place in Vienna, an in-person event in the middle of February. And I do have already 5 dads on the waiting list because they couldn't make it due to the date. So this was really interesting, and I'm so excited that I can provide this space. And now I'm working on that format and also bring that forward and bring more events and help more people and help more dads. So that's my first couple of weeks in January. It's pretty unique in a way. As I said, I've never felt this drive before, and just surfing it. Once I feel that there is something wants to come out from the inside, this is the sign that, okay, now let's go full in. And so far it was always the best decision to do. And the project turned out awesome. So that's from my side right now. And question for you, like, what is one project you would love to see thriving, and what are some of the steps that you can take right now and go full in? Loving you, and talk soon.